All right, everybody. Rob Ferrari here with, this is the newest edition of the fleet. We've covered this. This was a little while ago. A couple of more changes coming to the garage, but the focus right now is on the project car challenges, getting the vet done, obviously, to get rewired, putting the new safety equipment, because I just got a box new safety equipment, and then selling the 48. And when that's done, guess what? We could start shuffling cars a little bit more after I finish my house, or at least get the plans approved for my house, because I haven't done a house update, but I can't really update it until I get my approvals, because when I get my approvals, we're golden. And I've been filming it, and I'll get you up to date on that. But today I want to talk about something that just happened, which is sort of random, but we'll talk through it anyway. Both of the cars that I recently sold, the 360 Coupe, which was about 2 months ago, and then the GT3, which I sold earlier this year, are back up for sale randomly. And I was like, well, son of a bitch. Like, who buys a car for 6 or 7 months and then turns around and tries to sell it? Because these guys are registering them personally, so they're paying taxes on them. And I'm like, well, why are you going to get a car? One at a time. The GT3, I sold it to the guy. I gave him a good deal on it. But when I say I gave these guys good deals on the car, I see a value in a quick transaction. So I gave them good deals, and they're both selling the cars for more than they paid me, which is okay. I can't fault anyone for that. I may have sold them a little low. Whatever the circumstance is, they both drove a fair amount of miles. The one guy bought the car, and he gave me this, like, this is my dream car. I want to keep it. I want to keep it. Then he puts it up for sale 7 months later. I don't get, or whatever, 9 months later. He bought it in January. The GT3 was a car that I wouldn't have sold. I did sell it, but I wouldn't have sold it had I known my current GT3 was going to take so long to get. But now that it's sold, I'm not going to go out and buy it again. I think I sold it at the right time. I'm happy with the sale. I'm done with it. I'm okay with it. But if you're interested in my GT3, check the link in the description. It's up on eBay right now with my photos, and it can be yours. It's a car I sold with 36,000 miles on it. He put 4,000 miles on it in 9 months, so he drove it a lot. To compare it to the amount of driving I did about 5,000 miles a year, including adventure drives, which is about 2,000 miles in a week. He did about 4,000 miles inside 9 months, and given the fact that a couple of those months were wintertime, he drove it a lot. He drove it the equivalent of 6,000 or 7,000 miles a year. But again, I don't know if he's got other sports cars or not. But that car's for sale, and it's for sale. I think the starting bid was 87 and change, or 87.5, 88, something like that. The Ferrari 360 is sort of, it gets me a little bit more like, scratching my chin. Because that one I sold, quick sale, same thing. Like, it wasn't even actually for sale, but he sent me a message. He offered me money. I was like, hey, you know what? Fair enough. Take it. He got the car. He seemed to like the car. He was learning the car as he went, but he was a single turbo super guy. And I get, when you're a horsepower guy, you have to be able to appreciate. You can't, like, even as a modern car guy, you can't get in a car that's a 70s Chevelle and expect it to be fast. That performance isn't going to be there. And with the Ferrari, it's not a platform where you're going to be like, oh, it's not fast enough. Let me bolt a supercharger onto it. Same sort of thing, except he only had it for 2 months. He put 1,000 miles on it in 2 months, filmed some videos with it. You can check out his YouTube channel. I think it's Rogue Supra. I'll throw a link in the description to his YouTube channel. But he drove the car, had a couple of quirks with it, stuff that he didn't really get yet. But it just ultimately wasn't fast enough for him, which, it's a Ferrari, it's quick, it's fun, it looks good, it's a Ferrari. It's not necessarily the fastest car. I get it. I don't know what he's going to replace it with. But again, that one's for sale, and he's asking more than I charged him for it. So, but look, again, I sell things quickly. I don't necessarily sell for top dollar, because I want the guy to be happy that he got a good value. And ultimately, both of these guys may be able to own my car for a certain period of time and then make more money on it than they paid for it, which is great. So, can't really fault either of them for that, but I just was like, oh, cool. What is that? Like, is there something wrong with the cars I'm selling? Why do they keep flipping them? So I always ask, like, hey, is everything cool? And ultimately, it just, people sell cars for different reasons. So there you go. If you're interested in either of my previous cars, the 360, he tinted the windows. It's for sale. Link in the description. GT3 is up on eBay, for sale by owner. Also link in the description. I'm not really selling anything else at the moment except for the 488 and the 430. Both of which, if you want them, let me know. I may even switch the 430 over to a manual. I may look into that, because if I do, I may keep it. But we'll figure that out from there. Thank you guys for watching. I found it weird, but I figured it was a fun story to tell because I wasn't expecting it. I bet you weren't either. Catch you next time. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and enjoy the rest of your day.